something that's been just popped into my head this morning. So I was thinking artificial intelligence, AI, artificial intelligence or advanced intuition. And the word intuition, if you think about it, it comes from the word, from the meaning to be taught from within. And I, for one, I've been using AI. People, we all use ChatGPT, but if we want to live a conscious life, I want you to think about really having advanced intuition rather than just always relying on artificial intelligence. In the days ahead, we can't rely on machines, on artificial intelligence to guide us in our life, to shift us and help us in our consciousness, but we really need to turn within and be taught from within, because that's what intuition is really all about, is being taught from within. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage you today that you can hear from God that lives within you. Because, no matter what religion, if you are a part of religion or if you're just a spiritual person like myself, then pretty much every single religion throughout the world talks about how our body is a temple of what? A temple of God, a temple of the universal consciousness, a temple of the spirit, a temple of the universe, whatever you want to call that divine presence, which flows throughout everybody and throughout everything. So I want to encourage you today about really starting to turn within and tap into that presence and start catching yourself in how you're thinking and how you are processing your thoughts, your emotions, because many times we're on autopilot. We're completely on autopilot. We're not really at all thinking about what we're thinking about. And that's really the key to living a conscious life, is to actively choose to think about and bring yourself back into this present moment. Thinking about that I want to have advanced intuition. I want to live an advanced intuitive lifestyle by turning within and starting to see yourself that way. The more that we start turning within and start looking for our inner guidance rather than relying on outside things, okay, the more we train ourselves to do that, the more quicker we're going to turn within when difficult things happen, when difficult situations come in our life, rather than looking outside of ourselves. I often say on this channel that the path to transform your life, it's already within you. So rather than looking outside yourself continually to things like ChatGPT, to instead, I'm not going to go to artificial intelligence. I'm going to turn within and I'm going to rely on that advanced intuition, that power within me. Okay, so let me think about, how do you actually do that? Well, something that I really want to encourage you to do is, if you haven't started yet, start a meditation practice. And at first it can be daunting, right? You sit down in the morning and you think, okay, I'm going to meditate. What does it even look like? So we think that we have to clear our mind of all thoughts. But if you think about in this way, rather than trying to clear your mind of all thoughts, I want to encourage you instead, just be aware of the thoughts that come into your mind. Really be aware of them, so you can be sitting down to meditate and you're suddenly conscious of what you're thinking about. You're suddenly conscious of, like, oh, I've got to go and meet so-and-so later, then I've got to go to the gym, and then I've got to, and you can almost see these thoughts like fluffy clouds passing by. Okay, when you start to do that, you are starting to intuitively teach yourself. You're starting to step into this advanced intuition, okay, of training your mind. Mind training is so important. I've been thinking about that in myself lately, is really training my mind and catching myself of what am I thinking about. Like just a bit ago, I was randomly brushing my teeth. I was like, I don't even know what I thought about for the last 5 minutes. I'm just randomly brushing my teeth. And we don't have to stress about it, but just being conscious of what you're actually processing in your mind and your inner dialogue, stepping into that place where you are using advanced intuition rather than just always looking outside yourself. For example, you might want to know how to do something. ChatGPT, how do I do that? That's great, because many times we want to, if you don't know how to do something, you don't know how to fix something, like, for example, something around the house, a household item, great. But as far as how you're living your life and deciding how you're going to live your life, That's not what artificial intelligence is, okay? We can use it as a tool, but instead remember that the power to transform our life, it's already within us, and we need to start stepping into that, meditating more, being more conscious, being more aware, and knowing that as we start practicing meditation, practicing conscious living, that's when we're going to see change show up in our life. So I hope this has encouraged you today, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.